I'm a 25-year-old female, and I've been with my 27-year-old boyfriend for 3 years. Things were mostly great, and I thought we were building a strong foundation. Recently, we welcomed our newborn daughter into the world, a moment that should have been filled with joy. However, it turned into a nightmare when it came time to name her. In the hospital, after the birth, my boyfriend seemed excited, eagerly suggesting a name. I was still groggy from the delivery, so I asked him to repeat it. He insisted on the name, and at first I thought it was a beautiful choice. But something nagged at me, a familiarity I couldn't place in my exhausted state. Then it hit me like a ton of bricks. The name belonged to his ex-girlfriend. I confronted him right there in the hospital room, asking if it was just a coincidence. His reaction was far from what I expected. He shrugged and said it was just a name he liked, claiming there was no emotional attachment to it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could he even suggest naming our daughter after someone from his past? I refused to sign the birth certificate with that name. I told him it felt like a betrayal, a constant reminder of his previous relationship. He insisted I was overreacting, that the name was just a name, nothing more. But the more he talked, the more it felt like he was clinging to a piece of his past that had no place in our future. The argument escalated quickly, voices raising and echoing down the hospital corridors. Nurses and doctors averted their eyes, pretending not to notice the drama unfolding. I stood my ground, refusing to budge. He kept repeating that I was making a big deal out of nothing, that he didn't care about the ex anymore, but his insistence made it clear there was more to it. Soon, our families got involved, each taking sides. His family, especially his mother, was surprisingly supportive of his choice, claiming that it was a lovely name and accusing me of being unreasonable. They argued that the past shouldn't matter and that I was using it as an excuse to control him. My family, on the other hand, was shocked and backed me up entirely. They saw it as disrespectful and were appalled at his audacity. The tension grew thicker, and the hospital room became a battleground of whispered arguments and harsh stares. Amidst the chaos, I laid down an ultimatum. I wouldn't let him see our daughter until we agreed on a different name. I knew it was drastic, but I felt like I had no other choice. He refused to comply, insisting on his choice and accusing me of using our child as leverage. So here we are stuck in a standoff that feels more like a nightmare than the joyous time it should be. Our relationship is on the brink, with neither of us willing to compromise. Every day that passes with this unresolved issue is another day filled with resentment and tension. I'm left wondering if I've gone too far, or if his stubbornness is the real problem here. I've been painted as the villain by his family, while mine urges me to stand my ground. It's a mess that I never imagined finding myself in. And now I'm turning to you all for judgment. AITA for refusing to let my boyfriend see his daughter because he named her after his ex,